Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and I'm super excited and happy to have you here, of course. So today's pick a card reading topic is an oldie but goodie. It's a classic. It's what do you need to hear most right now? So this is going to be a charm casting reading along with the card that you choose, as well as I love this topic because this is just the ability to leave it completely open for anything and everything as random or as accurate or as specific as possible to come through that you may need to hear right now at this time. So with that being said, I'm really excited to go ahead and get started. So let's get into the pile selections. Right now we have these 3 piles to choose from. We're going to start right here with pile number 1. We have this card as well as this amethyst tree. And then for pile number 2 here, we have this card along with this crystal lotus. And then last but not least, of course, we have pile number 3 with this green adventuring octopus. So please take your time in choosing your pile. If you do need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video here. Please take as much time as you feel you need. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below as always for your convenience. And I can't wait to see you guys at your reading. Bye! Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading if you chose the amethyst tree. Or if you chose this card, welcome. So today we are asking, what do you need to hear most right now? And we're going to start with your card. So let's go ahead and see what card you chose. We have the Fire Mother with the number 9. This is a beautiful picture. All of these colors. And there's eggs in the middle, kind of protecting what they're growing or protecting their resources, their inner resources, or just protecting what they feel is important to them, which is really interesting. So I feel like the first message, first of all, is that you are going to be rising from whatever situations or whatever challenges or conflicts you've been having. This is about you definitely overcoming them, because we have the Phoenix energy, which is rising from the ashes and into even better and even stronger. I think that this is a pile too that may have had a lot of death and rebirth cycles happen to them happen to you, in your life, to say the least. But I feel like with this card in particular, this is about you freeing up your mind is what I'm hearing, and having more fun in life. Because if I can be honest, one of the biggest things that I'm seeing here is that the fact that it's the phoenix kind of coiled up protecting the eggs, and it says Fire Mother, this is definitely reminding me of the Queen of Wands in the Wild Unknown tarot deck. The Queen of Wands is the snake protecting their eggs in the middle, and it's it's even called Mother of Wands. And so with that being said, you could be in the process of going through some sort of glow up here, because with the Queen of Wands, that's very much attractive energy, whether that's physical attractiveness or just having this radiant energy that is really beautiful. And so for some of you could be coming out of a hard time and feeling really good about yourself. Feeling like, it's time to take care of you. It's time to focus on what you love, your passions, having more energy and using that energy to create, because it's also the mother, which reminds me of the Empress, which is like creation, also abundance here too. And then we have the number 9, which is the number of the Hermit, which is all about your inner journey as well, and listening to that inner wisdom, that inner voice, and taking care of yourself too. So not even nurturing everyone else. It's time for you to be nurturing yourself, working on yourself. And I think that whatever it is that you've been putting into is going to start to flourish, because again, I'm feeling like the Empress here and the Queen of Wands. There could be a need to use your discernment at times too, and figure out what it is that you really, really want. Because if you are going to be in a very attractive, magnetic energy, you know, then it's time to get real specific about what you want from this. Because I feel like this is about you just feeling better, like feeling good. And I'm also seeing somebody like kind of come up and like with that like fire, but like come up with their arms and their hands kind of like this, and just almost feeling this sense of freedom inside, feeling like you've overcome this. It's better now. It's good now. And yes, life is about overcoming challenges, which I feel like you know that. I feel like you have been healing, you have been growing. We have, you know, a tree, which is symbolic for growth as well. But I think that there's a great message and a great reminder here as well, that that's not all life is too, that you deserve rewards, you deserve fun, you deserve to have all of the great things as well. Regardless of like all of the challenges you've been going through or have gone through, you're worthy from day one, you know? And so I think that there's a fiery energy that's kind of coming to you, or has been coming to you, that is going to be very refreshing, to say the least. So now let's go ahead and look into the dice, and we're going to see what area of your life should you be focusing on right now. Pile 1. We have the 6th house coming. So your day-to-day activities, this could be your health as well. This could be your habits, what you're doing with your time, where you're going, where you're working, putting efforts into your work as well. Also, the 6th house is ruled by Virgo. So this could be about you, again, like getting really detail oriented about what it is you want. And, you know, dotting those T's, crossing those I's, filling in all of the spaces and things you need to create. Because like the 6th house, I feel like sometimes can be really overlooked when it comes to like the things that we're creating. Because yes, there's like big things that happen. There's like luck, or there's fate and all of this, but we forget that like 99% of our time is in the mundane. 99% of the time is our day-to-day, what we're doing with our time, what we're doing with our life. So if you've been called to, you know, fix or get into better habits, eating habits too, because Virgo is really big on digestion, or, you know, getting a routine going that suits you best, because it's different for everybody. You know, we all have different things going on with us. We got different schedules, things like that, but a routine that really suits you best, because I think this is a long run type of energy that's you're gonna be having some sort of glow up here, because I'm almost getting the energy of like, you know, maybe you getting into a routine of like just eating better, and maybe like, or just taking like an hour a day for you to just be a little bit active, and you not even realizing that in like time, this is really affecting your looks, your health, your self-esteem, all of this. Like you're gonna be looking good, I think, or if I'm pretty sure you already are looking good, but because this was so much of like that Queen of Wands energy, this is like a glow up coming to you for sure. Blooming, because that energy of that person kind of coming up, that reminds me of like the tree that's very stable in the ground, but also the tree has its leaves and branches out, almost like you know, open to receiving, but also still firm and grounded at the same time. I love that. Okay, which one next? This one. Okay, so what are some influencing energies do we have surrounding pile 1 at this time? Ooh, we have Saturn coming through. Okay. Some of you could be in a Saturn return, but you don't have to be. I think the influencing energies being Saturn is you being really committed to yourself, to your goals, to yourself. I just felt like repeating that, to yourself. and what it is you're trying to achieve. We were just talking about long run type of energy, like you know, implementing these daily habits and things to better yourself over time. That's Saturn for you right there. Saturn is about putting in effort and work and achieving long-term success, achieving long-term goals. Not so much like, you know, when you think of like Aries, for instance, of something that comes in real fast, it's like, ooh, yeah, I got this, but then it can kind of leave real fast. This is about you building up to something that is going to last a long time. So whether that's within yourself, whether that's your goals or your money, all of these things, you know, whatever you're deciding to put your energy into will have a glow up, will have benefits, it will bear fruit, you know. So I love that. Also, Saturn is also, I do want to say though, Saturn can be about feeling restricted. So maybe notice where you feel restricted in your life, whether that could be financially, that could be in your relationships, anything like that. Where do you feel restricted? Because that could need your time and your energy the most right now. Okay, so let's see. Oops. That does not belong there. It's a hair, sorry. I think in almost every reading I got some hair featured in there. I shed like a dog, unfortunately. All right, what are some other influencing energies here for pile 1? We have Capricorn. Wow, so Capricorn is ruled by Saturn as well. Capricorn is big boss energy though. I love my Capricorns. You could have Capricorn placements that could be affected by, maybe you could have Saturn in Capricorn, or you could have Capricorn in your 6th house or whatever, but that doesn't have to be the case here as well. You could also have like Sun, Moon, Rising in Capricorn. But regardless, this is kind of, I feel like, adding on to that commitment to yourself. Like, Capricorn is the ruler of the 10th house. So this could also be about your career. This could be about where you're headed in life as well, or your public image. I think for some of you, this can also be in regards to that glow up, like the public image, you know, and then people just seeing a completely different side of you, you working on yourself through, you know, daily repetition and just coming out on top, finally, things working in your favor as well. Because yes, we were talking about Saturn being the planet of restrictions, but Saturn also gives crazy rewards for your hard work. It's not like Saturn's just here to be hard on you, or Saturn's here to just make you work real hard. Like, there is a reward for this. It's not all for nothing. And Capricorn is the sign that can definitely tell you, like, yeah. Also, you could be very protected right now too, because when I think of people with a lot of Capricorn placements, I think what a lot of people don't know is they're Saturn's baby, and Saturn does not play about his babies. Okay, so you could be very divinely protected right now at this time. And also just be in a phase of receiving karma, so good karma, or maybe people like that have wronged you. If they wrong you, they're gonna get some sort of karma. Or since we have so much energy of like glowing up here, one of the most underrated glow ups that I believe is like really like, so say if you just got out of a relationship, or someone did you wrong, or you got fired or whatever, right? And you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna focus on myself. Like, you're working on yourself, you're looking better, you're feeling better, you're receiving amazing things in your life, and all in all, right, you just had this glow up, right? Well, the best revenge is to be that best version of yourself, but also not letting anyone have access to you, like especially people that didn't appreciate you before, things that didn't appreciate you before, you know, like you're so much better, you're on top, and you're not even gonna let any little dusty come near you, or anyone of that doesn't know how to treat you right, or even people like new people. You're like, okay, look, if you want to have access to me, you know, you gotta show me something here. That kind of nature too. I love that. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to get into the other part of your reading. So Spirit, what does pile 1 need to hear most right now, please? Okay. Oh, look, right here on the health, we have this Libra coming through, but with charming. I love that. So like, you know, you improving your health, you may make you more charming, again, more energy of like some sort of glow up here, as well as when I think of Libra, I also think of the Justice card too, which is again like karma. So you putting in that effort and work on your health, whether that's your physical health, your mental health, you know, we have the number of the Hermit here, so like your inner journey, anything of that nature, you know, you're gonna reap the benefits eventually. Again, we have Saturn, so this is like a long game or a long term kind of thing. And I know that that's what lasts the longest too. I know that's a lot of the time people don't want to hear that, especially like if people are trying to transform their life or transform their bodies and things like that. Of course, we want something fast and we want it now, but that's not necessarily the healthiest way, and that's not the best way, and that's not going to last. You know, sometimes you see like people having like these fast, like I'm thinking now, I'm just thinking weight loss, but that doesn't have to be, this is just an example, you know, like weight loss or whatever. And then they'll have like these fast results, but they end up like gaining it back and more. And it's because it wasn't sustainable. So these are all about sustainable results. Like with your health too, it's just like making like the fact that we have the 6th house, like that day to day, making little changes, like subtle changes in your habits, like day to day, you know, brings a lot bigger results than I think people realize. But the whole point is you have to be patient. So I think Spirit's asking you to do what you can in a sustainable way, and have patience with yourself. And patience and discipline go hand in hand, you know, just discipline to do these things and also having patience with yourself because you deserve it. And don't give up on yourself is kind of what that's saying. Don't give up on yourself. You deserve it. Okay, so we have this elk or reindeer, because it is almost Christmas time, so maybe reindeer, but but this is the elk charm for me in the home. There's a couple different messages here. I feel like this is about you being the leader here, because when I think of elk energy, I think of a very regal type of energy. I'm also thinking from another deck to the elk card, where it's like this person, it's almost like emperor energy here. So you taking charge of yourself, your home life as well, and not being afraid to butt heads if it calls for you feeling like you need to protect yourself or protect what makes you feel safe and what makes you feel good. Not the ego's version of safe, but like the home is the home of the comfort, you know, your comfort where you feel safe. It's where we spend a lot of time. So, you know, this could be about you taking charge, maybe for some of you redecorating, for some of you doing what you have to do. Maybe if there were like you had to kick people out of your home or something, you know, like ex-lovers or things like that. These are just examples, you know, doing what you had to do and being strong and stern in that is something that's really important here as well too. Also, like I said, it could be a reindeer. So if you are watching this around the time that I am posting it or filming it, maybe Christmas decorations would make you feel good as well too. But also when I do think of the home, I think of the heart, our heart, because like a lot of the times, you know, symbolically, our heart is our home and stuff like that. And so having protection and not letting just anyone and anything in there, and also remembering that you are your own protector, you are taking charge of who you allow into your energy as well too, because with these horns, they can also be used for protection, you know, at the same time. You can be very regal and very responsible with yourself, because I think there's a need for responsibility here, or at least maybe for some of you are responsibility, like taking responsibility for your actions when you're at home. Especially we have that 6th house too, like making those stern decisions, like, okay, maybe I don't need to eat this whole bag of hot Cheetos right now. Sorry, I'm laughing because that's like, I love hot Cheetos, man, but they're just not good for you. And I do eat them every now once in a while, but they're so good. Anyways, but you get what I'm saying, like, you know, taking responsibility. And even when you're at home, because sometimes that's like the hardest part, like when you're at home and you have to make those choices and you kind of just want to do what makes you feel comfortable. You want to just lean into old habits. You want to lean into old things, but you, my friend, are in charge all the time as well. Also, this is a specific message for only if you're into that. This reminds me, or is reminding me of Chronos. So if you have felt called to work with Chronos, then, or maybe this is, obviously this would be resonating for you specifically, or maybe if you just feel it. Maybe if you feel it and that's something that you're into or that's something that you like, then I think that he may be calling out to you as well. This is his time of the year, to be honest. So yeah, if that's something you're into, but if not, no biggie. Just the messages we were saying before, taking charge and action in your home as well. Also, like, for example, too, like, if you're all comfy at home, you know, and you've been like, oh, well, I want to like work on my health, or I want to at least dedicate like an hour with that sixth house energy, an hour a day to working out, you know, just an hour a day. That's kind of that elk energy coming through of like, all right, well, I need to be held accountable for that. So even though I'm at home, even though I'm comfortable, we gotta do it, okay? Speaking of that too, we have Taurus energy, which is all about kind of, sometimes it can be about comfort and indulging as well. But we have it right here with work and romance. So with this, I think Taurus is also the ruler of the second house too. So your finances, so spending money, knowing when you'll make money. I feel like this is an energy or a message for you, pile one, to not go too wild with your money as well. Again, if you're watching this when I post this, we're heading into the holidays and you probably spent money on presents or whatever it is. But I think there's an energy to not indulge too much and to get out of your comfort zone when it comes to work here as well too. I think making big moves will have big results here for you, potentially, with this Taurus and work here. But I love that Taurus was also it was like a little bit in the romance section as well too. So maybe if you felt like you deserve to go on dates again, deserve to be wined and dined and, you know, treated and gifted, you do. I'll be the first to say you do. So, you know, make sure that you're getting that as well in that department. If you have somebody that is that you are in a romantic relationship, or if you've been thinking about getting back out there, make sure you know your worth, because Taurus, of all people, know their worth. And so does Capricorn. That's why I you know, and I'm a Virgo sun. I love my earth signs because we know our worth here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's beginning here for you. We have this little heart charm, as well as, what does this say? The star. Ooh, there's like a rejuvenation, a healing of the heart beginning for you as well. I feel like, you know, this is about you having faith in anything that you're starting or anything that you've been pursuing. Excuse my dog snoring really loud in the background. That was very rude. I just look over, he's like passed out. He's not rude. I love him. Anyways, also, you know, we're removing barriers from your heart, opening up, because this is a heart that looks it looks like it's got a little cage in there, you know, and there is something really beautiful in the middle and stuff. So, you know, begin removing some barriers of your heart and allowing the healing to come in, allowing yourself to have faith again in your endeavors, whether that's in love or just in your future in general. And I think if you are starting to take action on maybe some specific manifestations, like your wishes and your wants, begin taking action on them. You deserve that for sure. And the star is such a beautiful energy to begin with here. The star is a very healing, nurturing, kind type of energy. And I think that sometimes when we go through things that aren't very kind, or they cause us to cause us to go within, and we get closed off as well. I believe this is a message that cycle is over for you. And now you can open up again. You can allow yourself to be joyful again, to love again as well. And slowly but surely removing those barriers of the heart is something that is going to be coming and happening for you. Speaking of that, we have release with this lock right here. And then we also have this music note as well. So maybe there's been some sort of disharmony in your relationships, or just disharmony in your life in general, that I feel like, you know, it could be because there's things that, you know, within you that were locked up, caged up. And with this, I think they're kind of like, it's kind of a symbolic message here. You know, once you open up, you'll be able to release a lot of these things more. Like maybe for you specifically with the lock, it's like we feel like we have to keep ourselves safe a lot of the time because people, you know, have hurt us and things like that. And I believe that, you know, at that time or those times, that was the right thing to do, and that is true. But the more you kind of open up, the more things you're going to be able to unlock in your life. And I think it's letting yourself sing in your heart, sing here with this music note as well. Like freeing yourself from that kind of like ego of like not being able to express yourself. For some of you, you could like singing, or you could just really enjoy music as well, and that could be something that's very helpful and healing. Like I know for a fact too, when I don't even realize that I have like things that I need to feel, and I'll just be drawn to listen to like some really sad songs. I may not even be going in through anything, but I'll just listen to like some really sad songs, and I can like feel the emotions coming through the music, like into my heart, like resonating on a deep level. And I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like singing at the top of my lungs, like crying to these songs. Let yourself do that as well too. That could be something that's very healing for you. Music is so healing. It's I just love music so much. It's such a gift to this world. So yeah, so we're gonna move on to family. We have this little bow here in family. So, you know, that you have some family ties. This could be in regards to healing as well, but also this could be about, you know, you having some specific family members that are that you would consider gifts. Because when I think of a bow, I think of like, you know, a bow on top of a present as well. Also, you have a lot of ties and connections that you may not even be aware of, and this could be through other people, or this could be through ancestors. So maybe your family ties is something to get close to. Isn't that like a sitcom? Family ties? Something about your family here and your connections to it is really important here too. Or if you felt like for some of you, you were kind of all tied up in family drama or family situations, maybe free yourself from that, because right next to it is the axe. And so maybe cutting ties with specific people that you feel like you need to, of course. But I think I love the first message though. I just can't help to go back to that first message of that family is a gift. And sometimes we don't appreciate it. And sometimes our family members can just annoy us to the point where we forget that it is a gift. So I think that there's an appreciation here for family for you. And if not, if you feel like you don't have a lot of physical family, this is your ancestors and your spirit family coming through to say you are a gift, and we're a gift to you as well too. So don't be afraid to call out for them, your soul family, your spirit family, and your ancestors. They are always here, always to love and to guide you, and they probably want to gift you things as well. And just remember that you are always connected, whether they are here on this earth or you're not. You're always connected regardless. And I'm hearing for some of you specifically, they're saying that they're only a thought away. So call out to them. You can don't even have to say it out loud a lot of the time too, but I mean, of course, out loud helps. When you know what's funny is when I say things out loud, that's when I get the physical reactions, like to my ancestors or to my soul family, when I start to say things out loud, because they hear me regardless. But when I start to say things out loud, that's when I get like the goosebumps, or you know, the what would you call it, like the woo-woo stuff starts happening. And I love that shit. So if that's something you like too, so talk to them out loud. They're here for you as well too. So yeah, with this completed, we have the axe for you in the complete, which is, I think this is a great sign, because when I think of the axe, I think of cutting out old habits, old ways. And I love that we have this new beginning here too. So it's like the axe is like when you think of giving someone the axe, or just getting rid of anything that you don't need, like a cycle of that. And I think that's a hardship cycle for you that seems to be coming to an end now. And it's like you don't need to be so what's the word? Not aggressive, because I don't think you're aggressive. You don't need to be so worried about the other people coming into your life anymore. I think that you've been doing a great job, and I think that Spirit sees your efforts and sees your hard work and all of the things that you have been working on and cutting out and doing. And so that cycle is coming to an end. And Spirit wants you to create more finances, more money in your life as well. We have this little coin here. This coin also says, I think it's Queen Elizabeth on it. The second. Oh, it says Queen Elizabeth II. And when I think of the second, I think of the second house that we were talking about. So putting in efforts into your work and creating more money, more abundance in that department for you. As well as when I think of the Queen, I think of our sovereignty. I think it's about us being the leaders of our life. Oh, we had that Queen of... Oops, sorry. Don't know what happened there. We have the Queen of Wands as well, that energy, that fire energy coming through. So you being the creator, and it's in create, which is obviously symbolic to that, but it's about you kind of taking charge and you feeling like you're the leader of your life now. But I do feel like, you know, I think there's going to be more opportunities coming for you to make more money, but you're going to be the one that is going to create them. Like, because I'm getting like the Ace of Pentacles, and so with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like the universe or Spirit saying like, here's an opportunity, and now it's like, okay, you create what you want from that. What do you want from that? You know, how far are you going to take it? What are you willing to do with it? But it will be financially abundant. So that's something that's really important to know for you specifically. Excuse me. But yeah, I think that brings us right back around to just the health, which is like, I feel like about you looking, with another message with this health is about you looking good and feeling good. You know, maybe if you've been feeling like you want to get ready more, take care of yourself, get that hair done, get those nails done, whatever it is, maybe get some new clothes. Now, I know maybe not all of us are financially able to do all that right now, but this could just be about like you taking care of yourself, like again, like that day to day, like skincare, working out, just doing things daily that make you feel good and feel better. I know that when we look good, and I don't want to put too much emphasis on looking good because everyone's beautiful in their own way. So I don't want you to compare yourself to how other people look. I just want you to look your best for you, what makes you feel good, if that makes sense, because there's nothing wrong with wanting to look good to feel good. And I think that's this energy here with this charming, like wanting to look good so you feel good, you know, that you have that magnetic energy coming to you. But also don't put too much pressure on it or too much of your own worth in there, because, you know, like I said, we're all beautiful in our own ways, and we don't all have to look alike, or you don't have to be like that person to be beautiful. And so just doing it for yourself is something that's important too, not for anyone else, but for yourself. And I think that with that, you'll watch your health improve too, because again, I keep going back over and over to the 6th house energy of that daily habits, that health, your digestive system, because that is Virgo, like what you eat, all of these things that you're going to be doing for yourself, for your own health, is going to affect how you look too. That's just an added benefit. At the same time, it's like, yeah, like it's like if you want to be more active and you're doing it because it feels good, that your body needs movement and you need to be active, you know, a lot of the time, that's just, you know, you probably getting more fit is just a natural cause to that too. So all those things are going to be happening for you and coming together. So focus on your health, the rest will come. And so with that being said, that's it here, guys. Ooh, 3131 on the clock as I just look at it, which is 4-4. So 4-4-4 could be significant too. Again, one last message about the 6 too, is that when I do think of the number 6, I think of harmony and I think of balance. And so releasing anything that causes you to feel like a disharmony, you know, in your life, anything you're kind of holding on to needs to be released, and you will see that harmony and that flow and that balance coming back into your life too. So on that note, I am going to leave this reading here. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Thank you for listening. I love doing these readings for you. Thank you to all who support the channel, who comment and share and like, and most of all, who subscribe. Thank you so much. I love you guys all so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. So if you're not subscribed and you did enjoy this reading or along those lines and you would like to see me again, then, and that's something you obviously want to do, then go ahead and I will see you in the next one. And if not, then maybe we'll cross paths again one day. Who knows? But until then, bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose this crystal lotus, or if you chose this card, welcome. So today we are asking, what do you need to hear most right now? So we have a couple different things that we're going to be looking at. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start first with the card that you chose. So the card that you chose, we have the number 3, which is everything you need too soon. So I'm already drawn to the number 3, which reminds me of the Empress, which reminds me of abundance. And so you could be transitioning from a period of where you felt like you were in a drought, or maybe certain things you felt like you were without. I feel like this is a message that the things that you need are going to be coming to you, but also with the imagery on this card, it's like they're being showered with love, but they're a little fearful, or they're like not seeing it because they may be on the lookout for it to be taken away, or they may feel like it's not enough, or something's going wrong, or something bad's gonna happen. And I feel like this is a message for you to kind of open up to all of the love and all of the things that the universe and spirit is trying to shower you with at this time. I'm hearing that for a specific message of it's gonna be different this time. This time is different. And also to kind of open your eyes and to see all the beautiful things that you do have around you as well. So open up to that abundance mindset here. Also with this, everything you need too soon, I feel like this is a message too that you're not going to be given anything that you can or cannot, I'm sorry, I meant to say can't handle. You're not going to be given anything that you can't handle. So with that being said, things are going to be given to you as you're able to take care of them, or as, you know, they're meant to, I guess is another way to say that, easy way to say that. So with that being said, don't worry so much about holding on to things and stuff like that. I feel like good times are coming. You are going to be more abundant, and you are creating something, or there's abundance around you, whatever kind of abundance that is. Abundance of love, abundance of money, all of these things are going to be available to you. Spirit wants you to open up a bit. Don't worry so much is what I'm hearing. Like, it's okay to surround yourself with love. It's not gonna hurt you. Okay. So now I want to move on to the divination dice. So the first thing I want to see is, what should you be focusing on, or what area of your life should you be focusing on right now, Pile 2? Oh, we have the 6th house, which is your day-to-day activities, that's interesting because that came up in Pile 1, the same number, 6. And you know what's really interesting is their channeled song's name was Chokehold, and your channel song was Cupid's Chokehold. And so that was already like right off the bat. I was like, that's weird. But never mind the song. I feel like the 6th house for you to focus on is your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day activities. For some of you, you felt called, you feel called to focus on your work and things like that. That's all very much under the 6th house. Also, the number 6 is about balance and harmony. So creating a more balanced schedule for yourself, creating a more harmonious, balanced, not schedule, but like what is it called? Now I can't, oh my gosh, now I can't think of it. Like creating a more balanced and harmonious, like routine. Thank you, Spirit, for that, because I could not think of what that word was. But creating a routine for yourself where you can, and it works for you, and you can stay committed. And that you like, something that energizes you as well too. I feel like for some of you that would be like waking up and doing something automatically that you enjoy. Like for example, like if you enjoy a specific flavor, like say you wake up and you have coffee, you know, get that specific flavor of coffee creamer that you like, just so you can start your day already with something that it makes you feel good, or starting your day with a meditation as well. And then doing the things obviously that you don't want to do but you need to do, but giving yourself other things too, like just a very, like we were talking about, very balanced and harmonious. For some of you, if you feel called to start a workout routine as well, like something like that, something that is sustainable, because the sixth house is all about sustainability. So don't rush too much or go too hard. Say, well, I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours every day and I'm going to run, 10 miles. I'm going to do all this. Like, you may burn yourself out really fast. So do something and things for you that are sustainable, and that work best for you, because everyone is different. So what works for somebody else may not work for you at the same time. Also, this could be about your diet as well, because the sixth house is ruled by Virgo, and Virgo rules the stomach. And, Virgos, shout out to my Virgos. Love you guys. I'm a Virgo sun, so we are prone to digestive systems, but that just makes me think, in your case, of like, what you're consuming, what you're putting into your body, and daily. Like, obviously this doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter if like every now and then you splurge or you have a treat or whatever the case of that nature is. That's not bad at all, but it's just more along the lines of like your daily habits. So with that being said, I'm gonna ask, what are some influencing energies around you right now, pile 2? We have Saturn, which is the same influencing energy that came out for pile 1. What is going on here? Why is there so many similarities? What was this card for pile 1? Oh. That's not so much similar, but I'm shooketh, because these are dice and it's probability, okay? And I'm rolling them. They weren't even on that when we got here. I made sure I mixed them up too. So that's just crazy. Anyways, so okay, we have Saturn. So, this is about, I feel like, again, about routines, because Saturn is about long-term things. Saturn is about dedication. Saturn is about putting in your work and efforts for long-term sustainability, long-term results, and getting the results, after you've kind of been putting in that work and effort. That can be hand in hand with daily efforts towards whatever it is, your goals, your ideas, your new life, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or trying to create, because we have the number 3 here for creations. Whatever that is, just taking it day by day, but staying committed to yourself as well. In pile 1, I said there was a message too with Saturn, where Saturn is also about restrictions, feeling restricted and things like that. So maybe paying attention to where you do feel restricted in your life, and that could be a key to what you need to work on, or where you need to put your energy towards. So if that's like money or finances, start working harder on there. If you feel restricted in your health, start putting in effort there. If you feel restricted and maybe you're not able to communicate to other people, your relationships, things of that nature, that could be where your focus needs to be at this time. So what are some other, I cannot believe that. It's the same. That's so funny. That just goes to show though, that sometimes the collective messages, like we are all so connected, and sometimes we just need to hear the same things. Like you never really go through things alone. There's always a collective group probably experiencing the same thing somewhere when you think about it. All right. So what are some other influencing energies here for my beautiful pile 2s? We have Virgo. So we have Virgo and 6th house. This one was different, by the way. I know, I was waiting for it too. I was like, is this going to be the same? No, so we have Virgo coming through for you. I love Virgo energy. We were just literally talking about Virgo energy too. This is all about, Virgo is all about the beauty is in the details. Dotting those T's, crossing those T's and dotting those I's. Maybe paying attention to what you're saying, because if you don't, you sound stupid like that. No, I'm just kidding. But you get it though, like in the details. And also, like we said, this is the sixth house. This is goal oriented, but this is putting in, you know, day-to-day efforts. Virgo is also very health oriented. Like, so what are you doing that benefits your health? This could even be mental health for some of you as well too. Like that, there's other things that, you know, that affect our health in other ways. So like what we're consuming, what we're putting out, all of those things can have an effect on us. And so I think this is, again, just kind of adding to that sixth house energy. Also, yeah, like I said, Virgo does rule the stomach too. So how are you digesting your life at the same time? It could be literal and figuratively. Like, how are you processing things? Are you processing them smoothly? Are they building up? Are you know what I'm saying? These are all things to look out for as well. But also, yeah, be careful of what you're consuming too. In your stomach, in your tummy, because our stomachs are like, they're basically like second brains. You know, what we eat, there's the reason why they say you are what you eat, but it's because it affects you a lot. Oops, we have this coming out for you, so we'll read that in a second. But now let's go ahead and get into the bulk of your reading. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what does pile 2 need to hear most right now through these charms, please? I have to like look the other way. I can't look and pull at the same time. It just does not work. Okay. What is pile 2 need to hear? Oh, you guys got a lot of these little things. Okay, so let's see. I like this for you. Okay, so we're going to start with reading this one that's kind of just like this, I guess, this message that wanted to pop out. We have, if I can open it, you will soon embark on a lucrative business venture. Ooh, and the sixth house is all about work too. And Virgo could be like perfecting something, like perfecting an ability of yours, or perfecting your now I'm almost getting like the 8 of Pentacles, like that, perfecting a skill of yours, because Virgo is very perfectionist. It can be very perfectionist oriented, but the sixth house is like your work and your sustainability. So maybe a craft or something that you've been working on is going to, like it says, take you on some sort of lucrative business venture. So there's going to be change and things coming for you in business matters, which is pretty cool. So let's see what we have happening over here. Where do we want to start? Let's start. Where do I want to start? I kind of wanted to start in health because we were talking about it, but I think we're going to just start right here and work our way around. So first things first, we have luck. And I love that this piece is like leaving. It's like, it's almost as if it's leaving this release and this luck, like, and going into this luck. So I feel as though, you know, releasing anything that is causing you to not have your peace, that you feel like is taking your peace or stealing your peace away from you, is really going to be important right now. And to kind of have peace of mind that you are lucky and you are able to create opportunities for yourself. This is almost reminding me of Jupiter. Jupiter is coming to my mind right now too. So that, you know, having some sort of peace of mind that lucky opportunities will show themselves. We even see that right here, you know, when it is time. So to kind of have that peace of mind that things are going to work out for you. I feel like this is also an energy of believing in your good luck, believing that things do happen to you, believing that you can, and so on and so forth. So let's read what we have here for you on luck here. Ooh, I love this. Many people are seeking you for your sound advice. So if this is, again, a business venture, or you need like maybe like more clients, or you need people to listen to you or to hear you or whatever it is, this is a great sign that people are going to be finding you, that you are going to be popping up. For some of you, you know, this could be like, I don't want to say influencers, but I guess in that kind of nature, you know, I don't know what other word to say. And it seems like you will have some sort of influence on other people in a positive way. So to keep your head up in a way, you know, to keep your mind at peace to know that what you have to offer is very important, and it is very helpful for other people here as well. You know, it says many people are seeking you for your sound advice. So you're going to be receiving a lot of, I'm hearing compliments, but like you're going to be receiving a lot of people that are aligned to you soon that may need your support or may need your advice. Now, if this isn't, you know, a business venture, then you have a lot of vital information that can be very helpful to those around you. So don't be afraid to share your mind, to speak your piece and things like that, because it can be unknowingly really, really helpful to the people in your circle or the people around you, or maybe just random people too, because it says like people are seeking you for this. So maybe you have such a brilliant way of saying things, or you just have this energy of like saying the right thing at the right time for somebody that they just needed to hear that. That's kind of what because it's luck as well too. So it's like someone could be around you and hearing you talk or watching you or something, and it was just, they feel lucky to have heard that or to have seen that, because it's going to help them as well. So you never know all of the people that you do affect in your life as well too. So moving on to abundance. Oh, I love that. I love that we have Aries in here, because Aries is about you taking action. And I love that we have this wrench here too, because you could be working on something, working on your abundance. This is saying Aries is the energy to me of like that entrepreneurial energy of like, I'm going to take charge of this. I got this. It's now I'm a go-getter. I'm going to go get it. It's mine type of leadership energy. And this is something that is going to help you tremendously when it comes to your abundance as well too. Things are working, you know, they're in the works here too. And I feel like regardless of how it feels, you know, it's on lock. And what I mean by that is like, it's protected here as well. Also, if there's things where you feel like you have not shared, then maybe things, you know, regarding your abundance where you feel like you can't open up about, Spirit is saying to open up about those, because you may be surprised on how those actually turn out. Like, opening your heart more, you know, or letting yourself be free in your creative endeavors or things of that nature, to where you feel like you can just do whatever you want. Like with this Aries energy, it's giving me very much, it's your life. Do whatever you want. Don't let anyone else tell you or anything. Like, don't let anyone else make you feel like you're not in control of your own life, because you are. And this is a very take charge work, you know, putting in that work, screwing in those loose ends as well, and just protecting what it is that is important to you. Because I feel like right now it's all about you. And I love that. All right, so in the family, we have Grace. Oh, so I feel like this is an important message for sometimes our family members. They don't seem to understand us, right? Or sometimes they have different beliefs. Sometimes they, you know, especially the older generation, they grew up feeling one way or doing things one way. And I feel like with this, Grace is about you giving them that grace and that kind of acceptance and that understanding of like, we don't have to agree. But, you know, I'll give you that grace to just be yourself. I'll allow you to I accept you for who you are. Now, that doesn't mean you have to accept disrespect or accept bad behaviors or anything like that. That's different. But just along the lines of like, you know, you're my parent, or you're my sister, or you're my brother, you know, like I love you for who you are, even if you don't understand me. Because with that, I think is a self-esteem thing. It's like you're like going to be this energy of like, I know me and I don't need anyone else to get it. But, you know, I can still love you as well. So just letting people kind of be themselves in a way, like, you know, being that person that is understanding as well. Also, there's a message too that your ancestors and your family want you to give yourself grace and understanding in that same nature as well. Like, don't be so hard on yourself all the time. I think that you maybe have been being just a little bit harder on yourself than you should. And so your ancestors are coming through to say, give yourself that grace and understanding that you give other people so easily, because, you know, you're just trying your best. You're doing your best at the same time, whether you feel like you could be doing more or not, especially the, you know, having that Virgo energy. Virgos are known for being too hard on themselves. That's why they're known for being very critical to others or self-critical. Because if a Virgo is being critical to you, just know that they're 10 times more critical to themselves, you know? And so with that being said, I think your ancestors are coming through to saying to not be so hard on yourself. Don't worry about being so perfect each time. Like, give yourself that grace of letting yourself experience things, letting yourself make mistakes, and, you know, giving yourself that love and understanding. Like, you know, you would like a parent, you would want a parent to give their child like understanding, like, oh, that's just they're just trying their best, they're making mistakes and living their life, almost like a higher perspective. I think your ancestors really want you to do that as well too, because they are very proud of you, extremely proud of you and how far you've come. And I feel like there's a road ahead for you that is going to be very great, obviously, but you're going to need to allow yourself to flow and to be natural and not to be perfect all the time. And I think they just don't want you to be hard on yourself, because you have a lot that you're going to be coming into in a big, huge journey ahead is what I'm hearing. So, you know, with that being said, you can't just kick yourself every time you feel like you weren't perfect or you didn't do something, or, you know, be kind to yourself. I don't know why I'm hearing that from the superstar. Be kind, rewind. Maybe when you, maybe because it's be kind, rewind. When you think about the past, give yourself that grace. So specifically when you're reminiscing on past things or past events, that's when that grace needs to come in and be like, well, that was the past me. I'm past that, quite literally. And you deserve love then, and be kind to your mind when you're thinking of those things too. So all in all, just be kind to yourself. Don't be mean. And then that helps you have, once you accept yourself as well, and all your mistakes and everything, that it shows in other people. It really shows. You have this like extraordinary acceptance for other people, and you're just like, And like I said, that doesn't mean you have to accept any disrespect or tolerate anything like that. It's like, you're just like, all right, that's how you are. And you're not like, you don't feel any negative feelings about it. Like it's kind of like it's a very neutral perspective. You're just like, okay. Like an observant kind of perspective. But anyways, so I love that you're creating more love in your life, and we have Pisces, Pisces is all about deep emotions. It can be about deep connections. And also Pisces is the ruler of the 12th house, which is all things spiritual, all things unseen, all things of that nature. But also, I just want to say I love Pisces energy so much because it can be so nurturing, as well as, I know it's Neptune energy, but there's a balance, and that's why there's always the two fish in Pisces, because there could be a balance of like that Neptune, like that really hopeful energy, and you can always drift off. Same thing with the 12th house. You can be very balanced in that 12th house and be like, in your psychic abilities and things like that. And also you can drift off into and be a little bit delulu at times. That's that Neptune energy, you know what I'm saying? But it's just all about keeping that balance here. So maybe creating a balance with your spirituality and your practicality-ness too. Virgo is the sister sign to Pisces, and that's why I love that demonstration. That is all about balancing practicality and also balancing spirituality and all that woo-woo stuff as well, and your emotions and grounding. And so I think, with that, you're going to be creating this beautiful balance and this harmonious experience. Also, there could be a new opportunity here with love. Your channeled song was Cupid's Chokehold, and this is very much Cupid, like bow arrow. So maybe what's going to be a creation in your life is a new relationship as well, to kind of maybe explore that and look into that as well. It kind of reminds me of this Everything You Need to Soon. Like if someone comes into your life and they would want to shower you with love, this is definitely the card that would come out to be like, oh, I don't know, that's scary, because maybe in the past, that you've been in a situation where there was, what do you call it? When you're showering someone with love and it's not, but it's maybe it's not coming to mind because it's not relevant, but what now I want to know what it is. I hate when I start recording how I can't remember anything. Love bombing. Thank you again, Spirit. I sometimes I just have to wait and be patient, and it just pops into my head from Spirit. Maybe if you've been love bombed before, so you're kind of like, I don't know, if I can trust this person. And that's why it's everything you need to soon. You don't have to rush anything. You don't have to know and have all of the answers right now. Just be open to the good feelings in the moment. That's all that kind of really matters in that case as well too. But there could be a new cycle of love coming for you here, and also creating more love in your life and more compassion in your life is something that's important too, especially Pisces, it being so deep and emotions. Don't be afraid to have deep connections with people. Don't be afraid to share your emotions. Don't be afraid to love again. And this could be to family. This could be to friends. This could be to just, people in your life, your daily life, your coworkers, whatever it is, Don't be afraid to just be compassionate and loving as well, because that will create a beautiful bond and beautiful opportunities for you as well. Now in the spirit section, we have the grapes. This is again more abundance. When I think of grapes, I think of somebody getting queen treatment. I think of, when you're someone being held up, almost like the empress, and being fed grapes. So spirit is saying, there's a lot of abundance that does want to come to you. And as long as you're accepting the best of the best, you will get the best. Sometimes that means using your discernment and saying, I deserve more. No, those grapes are sour. I need some fresh ones. You know what I'm saying? But whatever your efforts have been putting into, you will reap them. And spirit does want to gift you with that. Also, I am being reminded too, because I moved it by spirit, that it was in the health. So watching what you're eating more alive things, more healthy things, more fruits, more vegetables. And now that can be something you're already doing, just making sure you're getting your nutrients as well, of course. And also, there's nothing wrong with eating meat as well. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different preference. There's some people that thrive greatly by being vegan, or some people thrive by being vegetarian, and some people thrive by eating meat. It really just depends. It's your body and what works for you best. So maybe figuring out that as well. But also just making sure you're eating right, your greens and all of that stuff, paying attention to what you're consuming here as well. Again, if spirit wants you to accept the best of the best, accept the best of your best for yourself, for your body, because we have I call this one the pretty kitty. And so this could be about you wanting to look better, but also don't ignore your health, because this is also the cat that has its back turned. So, pay attention to what you're eating, pay attention to what you're doing, pay attention to your habits. Sometimes we don't even realize how our habits affect us. Or I know sometimes we don't even realize what we consume. Sometimes we just mindlessly consume, or I know, for instance, if you were to just start tracking your calories, which I'm not saying you have to do that too, because sometimes that can get excessive, but that also works for a lot of people as well too. But I know one time when I started tracking my calories, I had no idea. It was like a punch in the gut by how much I actually was consuming, because it's once you start tracking everything, you're like, whoa. And I think that can be an eye-opener for some of you as well too. So don't just look away, pay attention to what you consume, what you do. Sometimes we realize we need to be more active, or sometimes there's mental health things that we're ignoring. Just don't ignore anything about your health, basically. Don't turn your back on yourself. And feed yourself good things, nourishing things as well. So we have, some of you could be working from home, because we had this horse that kind of wanted to land in the money, and then it bounced off. So there's more freedom is going to be coming to you at home. For some of you, this could be through working at home, or maybe some sort of, we were talking about, that entrepreneurial kind of thing, working on that as well. But taking action in regards to the home is something that's important. But I feel like the main message with the horse here is feeling like you have more freedom in your home, whatever that is. If that's even just, that could mean anything from a clean space That could mean anything from like maybe saving money to do things for your home or whatever the case is. But I do think that there's movement coming too in the home as well. So for some of you, if you felt like you needed to move or you were planning on moving, the horse is a great omen for that. It is the symbol of movement, you know, action. But I think taking action for yourself in your home as well is something that's really important. That kind of came out of pile 1 too, kind of being that leader in the home, taking action. But also I think for some of you, this is about you, like we said, working from home. So making sure you're holding yourself accountable if you need. And then also we have that 6th house and we have that Saturn. So 6th house is like your day-to-day activities, holding yourself accountable in your home as well too, doing all the tasks you need to do. And I think that's it. Is there any other messages here? The home is also symbolic to the heart as well. And so more freedom in the heart space is another message. The last message with that, more freeing up room in your hearts, letting your heart sing and taking that action that your heart desires is a great example of that. Okay, now we have a couple in the romance. Oh, no way. I didn't even see this. We have the Scorpio symbol, but look, it's passionate. It says passionate. Ooh, with the romance. I love that. So things are going to get hot and heavy for you in the romance department, maybe for you. So I love that. Don't forget to dive deep too. If you want a romantic connection that's deep, like Scorpio goes deep. I know, me personally, my Venus is in the 8th house. I don't take anything less than a deep connection. Like sometimes I'm too deep to the point, like I'm like ridiculously deep. Sometimes, like, you know, I'm like, most people are like, let's okay, this isn't like most people, but you know, like some people think like deep is like, let's get our names tattooed on each other. I'm like, no. I'm like, let's make a blood oath that we find each other in every lifetime and we come back. Like, that's not, I'm just kidding. But you get what I was saying? I'm like, no, this goes to the grave. So if you're craving those deep, romantic, passionate connections, you will get them. Open up to them. Ask for them. If this is a romantic connection that you're wanting to, you know, get that passion going back in your life. Have more sex. I mean, with a trusted partner, obviously. Don't just go around having sex. But, you know, Scorpios can be freaky nasty, and we love that. I love, you know, seeing people that are open to their sexuality and deep diving and things like that. But also, you know, Scorpio can also be a little bit secretive and kind of want to be closed off. Like, I'm hearing this example of like, yeah, I'm obsessed with you. Like a quote that says like, yeah, I'm obsessed with you, but you don't have to know it though. That's like, for some reason, that has Scorpio written all over it. So allowing yourself to open up to that as well. If that's what you want, you got to open up to it for sure. But for some of you too, if you are in a romantic connection, if you are in a romantic situation, bring in the passion. Do things that make you guys feel good. Okay, let's read what we have here as well in this romance thing too. Your sense of humor is a joy to all. For some reason I said, because I was like senses, and I was thinking, I was already down. We went on a deep path there. And so anyways, your sense of humor is a joy to all. Ooh, it's time to lighten up when it comes to the romance department as well. Of course, we have this hot and heavy, deep, passionate energy, but lighten up. Let yourself experience things. Go out. Okay, it cut me off. Sorry. I think the last thing I said was go out, have fun, let yourself experience things. But this happened in the last video too, but it was my fault. I was supposed to delete the previous one, and I was like, no, it's fine. It'll be fine. Of course, you know, it wasn't fine, and I ran out of storage. So sorry. But where was I? Yeah, going out and having more fun, or letting yourself just like open up, because if I can be honest, that's what this card talks about too, letting yourself open up to all of these beautiful things that want to come into your life. So sometimes we kind of just need, I feel like with this sense of humor, this is like you just lightening up in life as well. And we were talking about that Scorpio can be a little closed off. To open up, if you want something really deep and passionate, you have to open up. But also having fun is always great. So having more fun in your romantic connections is something that is important here too. And of course, who doesn't want a hot, heavy, steamy, passionate connection? I think we all do. And this is something that I was going to say too, if this is something that you've been wanting to manifest, this is saying that this is possible and that this could be on the way for you. So maybe allowing it to come through, allowing it to open up here as well too, because we had that creation that created a new love experience, like that Cupid's chokehold type of energy. So I think there's a kind of just seeing where it goes and letting yourself deep dive if you feel comfortable too in doing that. Well, I don't want to say if you feel comfortable, because our egos will not do anything that doesn't make us feel comfortable. So if you feel like it's right for you is what I should say. But on that note, so sorry about the last little cutoff. I almost made it too. I was almost fine. But you know what? We're in a Mercury retrograde right now. So Mercury retrograde, the Mercury was like, no, you need to listen. You need to pay attention to those things because this is going to keep happening. And now I'm like, oh, okay. Fine. But thank you for staying till the end. This was your reading. I hope it helped. And I hope you got something out of it. Thank you so much to all who support the channel. Thank you so much to everyone who likes the video. That's such a simple way of supporting. Thank you all to who comment your support as well. And thank you to all who subscribe. I love to have you here. And I'm so happy that you felt the need to be a part of this community, because this community loves you. And also, if you're not subscribed but you did enjoy this reading or you enjoy this type of content, then definitely subscribe if that's something you want to do. Of course, I don't want anyone here that doesn't want to be here, but if that's something you're interested in, then welcome. Love to have you here. And if not, then maybe I'll see you in the future. Maybe we will cross paths again, or I'll pop up on your timeline or something again. Who knows? But until then, I'll see you there. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the green adventuring octopus, there was something on its head. You chose the octopus, or if you chose these 2 cards. And then the reason why I say 2 is because you're the only pile that got 2 cards. Everyone else got 1. So already we're off to a great start. But if you chose these things, then welcome. This is your reading. I'm going to set your octopus to the side. And we're going to take a look at the cards that you chose first, and then we're going to get into the divination dice, and then we're going to do the charm casting. So let's get started. The first card we have that you chose is number 41, which is no one is yours but you. The next card we chose is everything will be okay. Man, just feeling this energy and hearing this right now, that everything will be okay, I feel like that's almost like a breath of fresh air, like you're able to breathe again. I feel like the main message here, which is very interesting that you chose the octopus, because octopuses can be symbolic to holding on really tightly to things and wanting to control everything. When we think of an octopus has 8 arms, right? It may have taken on a little bit more responsibility because it may be holding on, trying to do multiple things at one time, when really I think this message is saying that the only thing you are responsible for right now is yourself. So you can't control what anyone else does, what anyone else says. Most importantly, you can't hold on and control specific outcomes. I think the first main message for you is to try to just release the need to control anything, and just know that everything will be okay. When this card comes out, it means what it means. I don't even think there's really a description in this card. If I do recall, in the description book, I think the only description is, it says something along the lines of like, honey, everything is gonna work out perfectly. So I felt like this was a breath of fresh air, just a reassurance. You don't have to hold on so tightly to make sure that everything is going to work out, there's other forces around and there that are helping you. And all Spirit wants you to do right now is focus on yourself. Because with this, no one is yours but you. It's, yes, that's very beautiful. Like, the only thing you can control is you. And just as that, it means that no one else belongs to you but you, and you don't belong to anyone else. You can't belong to anyone else because they only belong to themselves as well. And I know that kind of sounds like, oh, what do you mean? But it just means that, you know, taking control of yourself and loving yourself and releasing the need to control other people or need to know what's going to happen next, I'm hearing as well, isn't your responsibility. I think your only responsibility right now is to just be with yourself and allow things to unfold naturally and be in the moment and experience things and to see where something goes, to see what's going to happen, you know, and not needing to hold on so tightly. Is what I keep getting. And that, like I said, that's very interesting because the octopus, like I said, is symbolic for that. It's has so many arms, it's trying to hold on. But so this could be a relationship, this could just be an outcome, this could quite literally be a person, you know, just remembering that we can't control what someone else says or does or wants to say or wants to do, but you can control how you react and what you need to do, and you can take in that information and act accordingly. That's something that sometimes we all need a little bit of a reminder for as well. And then for some of you, if this is like a new situation or a situation you've been wondering about, it's going to be okay. It's going to turn out okay. You don't need to worry. I feel like I want to sing that song that's like, don't worry. Or that one that was like, every little thing is gonna be all right. I feel like that's the theme song to you. It's not your channel song, but it's the theme song of like, don't worry. Don't take on too much responsibility. Only just worry about yourself. That's all we can do, right? That's really all we can do. So let's go ahead and get into the dice here for you. The first thing I want to see is where you should be focusing that energy on. So where should you be focusing on in your life right now, Spirit, for pile 2? Where should they be focusing? We have the 12th house, which that is... Sometimes Spirit has such a sense of humor in the irony, because the 12th house is all the things that we cannot control. The 12th house is, again, releasing the control. And let me remind you, well, it's not like you would know this, so it's not reminding you. Let me mind you, actually, that I have a north node in the 12th house. That's my north node. So my whole life has been needing to release control, and I want to cling on to things in the 3D. I want to cling on to what I can see, what I know, and try to control. And so I relate to this greatly. So what I'm saying is, my point is, you are not alone. You are not the only one who does this, okay? But the 12th house is all the things unseen. It's the mind. It's our spirituality. It's trusting in, your spirituality. It's trusting in unseen forces around you. And it is like a release of control. It's the things, it's Pisces, it's depth. It's like when you think of a big, vast ocean, you cannot control that ocean. You just got to ride the waves. And so with that being said, there's a lot to gain from this. There's a lot of beauty, and there's also a sense of relief of, giving that responsibility to a higher power. Trusting in the universe, trusting and knowing that things are going to work out, and those ocean waves are going to bring you right to where you need to go. If you've seen Moana, on Moana, how like the ocean carries her and then like sets her on the shore. I think that's the kind of energy here. That Spirit wants you to remember, is that there are unseen forces. There are things working for you. And that even though we think we have control, we really don't. Control is just... we have a false sense of control. I feel we really do. And we do, but what we do have control over is ourselves. 100%. We have control. We have free will. We have control over ourselves. We may not have control over what happens, but we know at the end of the day, we will be good. And that's kind of the message of what your cards. Everything's going to be okay. So what are some influencing energies here for pile 3 in regards to this reading, or anything they need to hear right now? What are some influencing energies, Spirit? Ooh, we have Mercury as an influencing energy, which is really interesting because we are right now in a Mercury retrograde as we speak. So with that being said, this could be an influencing factor. It could be a time for you to review how things have been going, or maybe if you feel like there's been some hiccups or things like that, you know, to take a step back and to look at it from a different perspective, to review what has been happening and maybe what you can do to fix it. Also, Mercury is the planet of communication. So there could be some communication coming in for you, or some messages. Mercury is the messenger. He's the messenger to the gods. So there could be some important messages that are coming through, mainly from the spiritual realm for sure, because we have this 12th house, but maybe there's messages that are popping up in your day-to-day life that are kind of trying to get you to see something or get you to understand something. So pay attention to that as well, because everything can be a message, everything can be a teacher, and also maybe a way of communicating is something for like the 12th house with the Mercury, kind of like the planet of communication. I'm almost kind of getting like an unsaid communication and unspoken words in a way of like reading between the lines, I guess is the metaphor, I guess you would say, to that is what I'm seeing here. But spiritual messages, to say the least, though. I don't think you have to read between the lines too much. I mean, you kind of do with spiritual messages. But unless you get like exact downloads, I mean, what I mean by that, I mean like, you know, like angel numbers and stuff. They have like specific meanings, but they can also mean something so different to everyone else. And so sometimes we kind of gotta just, but the signs and synchronicities for you are important as well. So what are some other influencing energies here for pile 3? Ooh, Sagittarius. I love that. Expansive energy, learning energy. And Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign to me as well too, because it is the ruler of the 9th house, which is all about your belief systems and knowledge. And it's a lot of time about like hidden knowledge and things like that. Well, especially with the 12th house, like hidden knowledge and things. But I love this exploration, or this explorative type of energy that is kind of popping in here with the Sagittarius for you. So don't be afraid to explore the unknown. Don't be afraid to either let go and just let God, is like the phrase that I'm getting with this, to just see where life takes you. See what things come to you. You know, you don't have to hold on to the old and grip onto the past, because that's all you've ever known. That's something that is so common as well, that we tend to do. We're like, well, this is what we know, so we have no idea how much better there is coming as well too, or how much unexplored territory there is, how many different people you're going to meet in your life. You have no idea how many different experiences, how many different places you'll go see. You know, I think sometimes we get so fixated on what's in front of us that we forget that there's a whole world out there. There's a whole world of people. There's a whole world of places and things. And I think Spirit really wants you to explore that unknown. Get out of your comfort zone as well when it comes to certain situations. Just take those next steps, and you don't have to know exactly where you're going, or just know that you're divinely guided for sure. And just remember that everything will be okay. Even if it doesn't feel like it, it will. So on that note, let's go ahead and see what the charms have to say for you. So Spirit, what does pile 3 need to hear the most right now at this time, please? Wherever they want to land. Okay. Ooh. A little crabby. Sometimes I see charms that I don't even know that I have. I'm like, oh, look, a little crab. All right. So let's go ahead and see what's the outer circumstances here. There could be you could have been feeling triggered in relationships or things in the matter of the heart. I feel like there is some reflection that is needed about love or about situations, maybe things kind of taking up space in your heart, because in this heart there's a lot of things going on in there instead of it kind of being free and open. And just remember that things are definitely a mirror as well. Like there is a lot of reflecting, or maybe self-reflecting, Spirit kind of wants you to do, because this is the outer sources. So maybe there's been experiences that have been brought into your life that have shown you a lot about yourself, or just have shined a light on some things that maybe you didn't want to see. These are all for that purpose of releasing and allowing as well. Speaking of releasing, we have this water bottle this beautiful little water bottle here kind of face down. So what are you bottling up? You could be bottling up a lot of things right now in your life, or you could have just had a lot of things bottled up in general. It doesn't even have to be like right now, you know? It's just like in general. So don't be afraid to release these things. Don't be afraid to sit and cry. I think for some of you, you may need a good cry. Crying is underrated when it comes to your health. It actually has health benefits. It releases the stress. I think it like releases a certain hormone, like a certain like anti-stress hormone or something like that, because basically what you're doing is you're ridding all of these things. It releases toxins. It allows us, you know that feeling of like after a good cry when you just feel like you just can like take the best nap of your life because you just feel so either exhausted but so comfortable at the same time. I think that's, you know, a sign as well that it's good to let it out. For some of you, this could be like letting it out through art, creativity as well. Maybe for some of you, because it's different for everybody how we do things. And for some of you, you know, maybe working out can be a good release. I know it releases old energy and stuck energy. One time, oh my gosh, that reminds me, one time I was running, and I was running for so long and I really wanted to quit, but I just didn't. And I'm not the best runner to say the least, but it was one of those times where you're like really proud of yourself. Oh my God, I started crying. Guys, I was running and all of a sudden I just started crying. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm sad, or it was just like all of these emotions coming out. So movement is a great way to get releasing stuck energy. Journaling is a great way to get out your feelings, because what I love about a journal, specifically pile 3, is that you can cuss someone the F out, in that you can tell them how you really feel. You can even tell them all your deep dark feelings, this journal, you know, because it's your journal, even if you want to burn it after, just so no one ever reads it. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those shadow things, those things that we suppress as well, like those things that those feelings we don't like about ourselves, or those feelings that we don't like to express because we think they're like bad and dark. You can journal all of that down. I'm picturing from Mean Girls when she grabs the journal, Regina George is a fugly slut. Like that's something definitely that like can help you. Obviously, you could just tell these people or tell these things what the worst, you know, because you're not really accountable for it. Obviously, I feel like this would be like an episode of some sort of sitcom where you accidentally mail it off. Don't let that happen. So like I said, you can lock it away, or you could burn it. After burning it is another form of release too. But yeah, really, anything that you feel is bottled up right now, Spirit is asking you to release these emotions. You will feel a lot better. You will feel a lot lighter at the same time. So let's go this way. So I love that we have this rose quartz here for you in luck, but we also have it halfway in burdening you, but also luck. So the rose quartz is all about self-love. It's all about the heart chakra as well. So I think that's kind of like that message of like that one heart that we were just looking at, that there was a lot of things in there, you know, and we have this release as well. This is something that's going to be, you know, good for you. You're going to be making room for more luck, more love, more serendipity. The more you lean into that self-love, the more love you're going to be receiving from the universe as well. So that's something that's really good. And don't let anyone else make you feel selfish or any kind of old beliefs surrounding self-love. They could be burdening you as well. They gotta go. So like if someone told you that you have to put your needs or their needs in front of yours, or like sometimes that happens in childhood when we have kind of a little bit of emotionally immature parents. They make you think that their emotions, you have to cater to their emotions. That could be something that you do in life in general. And so you may have formed some sort of belief that it was too selfish to care about yourself or to put yourself first. And in reality, that couldn't be further from the truth. And the fact that you are your number one person. And I love that that's why that message was, no one is yours but you. You don't have to take responsibility for anyone else's feelings but your own. Now, when I say that's not obviously a green light to just go hurt people and be like, oh, but you're responsible for your own feelings. No, but to a lovely, empathetic soul, you know, sometimes saying things or doing things that put us first, you know, we feel like it's uncomfortable for other people. It makes us uncomfortable, you know, and this is the time for you to put your foot down and just It's all about you, pile 3. It is all about you. And do the things that make you feel good. Don't be burdened by anything. And I feel like this is also with this kind of mainly in the burdening, this self-love rose quartz. What was I going to say? Oh my gosh, I had a great there was a great message coming through and now I just lost it. So let me see if it comes back. If not, we'll just move on. That's the thing about channeling. Sometimes it just, whoop. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Spirit just reminded me and said it way simpler in such a more beautiful way. So maybe that's why that happened. But this is about self-acceptance. You are not a burden to anyone else. And all of the things that you feel like are wrong with you, I think, you're really being guided to love and accept those things because you are so worthy of that. And it starts with you. If anyone ever told you anything about yourself, like, I don't know, for example, I'm hearing like maybe someone said you're annoying or something like that. That's not true. You're not annoying. You're not annoying to the right people. You're amazing to the right people. And right now you have to start believing that within yourself. So this is like radical self-acceptance. And that's why I think it's mixed with this luck too, because this is going to be bringing you this like IDGF. I don't give a fuck. I don't know why I just didn't say that because it was like written in my head as IDGF, but like this whole like I don't care anymore attitude, like this is me. I don't care what you think. And I love that for you. So let's see what we have here for you in the luck department as well. And anyone who can't love you like that doesn't deserve you, you know? That is so perfect. It says root for the underdog. Believe in your good luck. You're capable and worthy. You are capable and worthy of the best things. And life can work out for you. In fact, it will. And I think that's why we have this release control. Let it show you how good life can get. But you have to release the old. You have to release the things that you know aren't good for you anymore. Anything that isn't worthy of your time, effort, or your heart, it has to go. And I think that's why we had those outer circumstances of that reflection. There's things reflecting back to you, what it is that is showing you where you're taking up space or what's taking up space in your heart. And that's a good tool to see like, okay, well, I don't want that anymore. I deserve better. That's not true about me. You know, all of those things. There's a beautiful, powerful healing energy coming to you. And I love that. And I love that we have this Taurus energy in abundance. Taurus is the ruler of the second house. So you could have some financial abundance coming to you as well. But also this is about you. Because when I think of Taurus, I think of treat yourself, don't cheat yourself type of energy. Like Taurus can be very indulgent type of energy. So Spirit really wants you to indulge in the beautiful abundance that you have around you. Treat yourself good. You know, there's so much love around you just in life in general, and Spirit wants you to absorb it, to believe it, to know that it's yours. Like I said, treat yourself. Now, this could be financially if you have the finances to do that, but if not, like just it's like a stop and smell the roses type of energy here. You know, there's a lot of beautiful things that you can see and that you can have like just by just looking for them, you know, and maybe that's a gratitude type of thing. But also I am feeling too, like treat yourself. You deserve great things. You know, it's like I saw this like meme a long time ago, or it's like a tweet or something, and then it was like a conversation to somebody and their selves, and it was like me to me. Should I get coffee today or should I get this today? And then like the reply was like, anything for you, baby. Anything for you, princess. And it was like, that's like how they're talking to themselves. Like talk to yourselves like that. Like you deserve to treat yourself amazing. And when you treat yourself amazing and take care of yourself, other people, that's a standard you're upholding. Other people will do the same. So let's see what we have in the create for you. We have, oh, look. Find joy in the journey. This is almost exactly what we were talking about in like, you know, looking for the good things around you, doing things that bring you more joy in your life. And also with this Sagittarius energy, this is a great example of finding joy in the journey, like almost looking at life as like I'm getting the Page of Wands. So almost like, it's like, well, what is out there for me? Like, what can come next? What can I do? Almost like in a excitement type of way. Now, it's not like you have to be excited all the time or anything like that, but it's like when you stop and smell the roses and you do things for yourself that bring you joy, especially in the mundane, like when I think of stop and smell the roses, I think of literally, because I do this all the time when I'm out for a walk, like, and you see these like pretty flowers, like I will literally stop and I will just take a second and I will look at how beautiful they are. I may even snap a pic and I will smell them. You know what I'm saying? And that's an example of just finding little tiny joys in your life, because our lives, I hate to break it to you, but our lives aren't always these big, huge, adventures. A lot of our lives are 99% made up of these mundane moments, these day-to-day experiences, what we do, what we see, where we go, these things like that we may find mundane or boring. Well, so finding the joy and finding the beauty in those things is the exact recipe to creating a joyful, beautiful life. When you find these things day to day and you find the abundance in the little things, the joy in the little things, you, pile 3, will have an amazing, joyful life. Instead of waiting for the joy to come, waiting for things to happen, waiting for that next best thing, or waiting for things to get better, you're creating that for yourself. And that's a powerful place to be. Not a lot of people can see that. Not a lot of people can do that. It's very important, I think, here for you to just open your eyes and find the little things. One of my favorite examples I like to give, which I think I even said something along the lines of in another reading, or maybe another pile or something, I don't know, is like when you first wake up, like when you first wake up and you like to have coffee, right? Well, maybe having your favorite creamer on hand that makes that coffee taste good, or you just really enjoy it that much more, is something that seems so insignificant, but can be so important for you to just wake up and start your day with something that you enjoy. Start your day with something good, even if it's a meditation or things like that, and that can be throughout the day. Like when you get in your car, having a scent that just smells really good. So when you get in your car and you're like, oh my gosh, that smells amazing. You know what I'm saying? Along those lines, wearing the clothes that you like, doing the things that you like that make you feel good or look good, or decorating your house with things that you want to look at. All of these things seem so insignificant or so minute, but they do help us create such a better life and enjoying our lives, And Spirit wants you to enjoy your life. So you have to find joy in the journey and in the process and in the small things, because that's what our lives are made up of. And it's true. Of course you're going to find of course you're going to find joy in that huge vacation you've saved and planned for your whole life. Of course you are, because that's what it's for and that's what it is. And so I'm not saying not take those, but you can also find joy in your day-to-day, and it helps. It's something that I've implemented in my life, and it has helped my attitude tremendously. Like I am just so much more happier because I just choose to look at happy things that make me happy, or find things that I can enjoy, do things that I enjoy, put my happiness first. And it's not easy at first, and it does take sometimes reminders and repetition, but it is possible and you can do it. So now we have health here, and we do have this crab that I was like, ooh, a little crabby crab. This crab always reminds me of Cancer, if I could say the least. So, maybe there's an emotional health that you need to look into as well, too, about sitting with your emotions and connecting to your emotional body as well. Doing things that make you feel good, that make you feel comfortable. When I think of Cancer, I think of comfort. I think of the home. Regulating your nervous system. If you were in a chaotic situation, or you come from chaos, or life can just be stressful, what can be really good for your health is coming home and relaxing and taking care of you and your emotions. If no one else can take care of your emotions, you can take care of your emotions for sure, and connecting with them and understanding them as well. Also, with this health and this crab, when I think of crabs as well too, I think of a very hard shell, hard exterior, but soft insides. Take care of your insides. What are you putting into your body as well? Yes, it's important for us to take care of our outsides, like our, our hair and our skin and things like that, of course. But we have our organs. Do what's healthy for you. Like feed yourself things that are gonna like give you the correct nutrition on the inside, and watch yourself glow from the outside. I'm also hearing drink more water too. I got like interrupted with that. Like, you need to drink more water for some of you. So make sure you're nourishing yourself in that way too. So all of those messages I feel like are important. And sometimes, we feel like it's not healthy or it's not good to let other people in. Because when you think of the crab, it's like kind of crabby and moody on the outside, but inside it's really just trying to protect its valuable resources too. So if you feel comfortable in opening up and allowing and cracking yourself open and seeing what's inside there and allowing that can be something that's really good for your health as well too. Because keeping it all inside and keeping it all bottled up, it's not something that is the exact opposite to our health. Like, basically it's like you're keeping this poison inside of you, and slowly but surely it's gonna poison you. Same thing with stress. Stress is like the #1 killer and things like that. So just being aware of that here too, on how your emotions can affect your health. Ooh, so we have this for this health. Many people are seeking you for your sound advice. Letting yourself be heard is something that could be really good for you. Maybe you have a good insight when it comes to people's health. Like, maybe you know how to express, what is good for other people, and all these things as well. But maybe sometimes you forget to implement that on yourself. Like, you could give great advice. And I think this is a message of like taking your own advice too. Don't forget to listen to your own advice as well too, because you know what you're talking about, and people can benefit from you as well. But also, I feel like this is a message too of many people are seeking for you for your sound advice, but also, taking care of yourself too. Yes, there's people around you that benefit from you. Yes, there's people around you that you do help, but make sure you're giving energy back to yourself. And that kind of goes back to what we were saying before as well too. And especially because this crab, I just keep thinking Cancer. Cancer is such a nurturing sign and mothering sign. And so with that being said, mother yourself at the same time. And also, this could be in for you, some sort of business venture. If you've been thinking about going into healthcare, or you've been thinking about helping people's mental health, or sharing your story, sharing your opinion, this could be very beneficial as well too for you. All right. And then we have in the romance, which I love this because this is perfect. This is exactly what you want to see in the romance. We have this little crown that says princess. Now, this is spirit saying, you do not need to accept anything less than princess treatment, okay? It is possible. You do deserve it. Nothing less than princess treatment. You deserve the best. You don't deserve to put up with anyone else's BS or carry anyone else's load of burdens and things like that. Like, princess treatment can be yours, and it should be. So when you're looking for a romantic partner, make sure you're looking for someone that treats you well. I always say this too because it's so true, and I feel like it comes up so much that yes, you can be attracted to people. Yes, you can have compatibility with people. Like, for example, you guys can have so much astrological synastry in your birth charts that are super compatible, and you could just be like super attracted to somebody. But the #1 factor to remember always is if you're mostly compatible with somebody, it's not your moon signs, it's not your Venus signs, it's not even in your birth chart. It's how do they treat you? Do they give you what you deserve? That's the huge indicator. And once you accept nothing less than that, trust me, it may be hard at first because you're going to weed out all the people that aren't going to, and it may feel like rejection. It may feel like kind of hard finally putting your foot down and being like, no, I deserve better. And then so you have to watch those people leave. But trust me, it's for the right reasons. it's better to get it out of the way now than to hold on forever and accept forever what you don't deserve. You know, it's better later than never is what I'm hearing. And if people, you know, you have to cut them off or people leave because they're not giving you what you deserve, then they were never meant to be in your life for that long anyways. And the right people, you're making room, you're letting go, and you're making room and space for the people who will, because they do exist and they are out there. Okay, and then so I love this in the manifesting thing as well too. We have this little ship steer thing. I think I asked in a previous reading what this was called and everyone told me, and of course I don't remember now. I think there was like a lot of comments that were like, this is what it's called. So sorry guys, again, right over my head. But anyways, it's what you steer the ship with as well too. And I think that, you know, when it comes to your manifestations, there comes, you do what you can, you put in your effort, and you work on yourself, control yourself. And then there comes a time where you have to release control and let things kind of play out. This is for some reason, I don't know, for some reason it's because it's a wheel. This is giving me the Wheel of Fortune. I was like, for some reason it's going in my head. Well, it's a freaking wheel. Okay, the wheel is always spinning. So, and it's also spun by the circumstances, by fate. It could be by the astrological things, but mainly I like to think of it as like spirit or fate. And so with that being said, there are some fated things coming to you, but it's a little bit out of your control. I think it's mainly like open up to change as well, and open up to how you're going to receive these manifestations. They could come to you in many different forms, many different ways. An example that's coming to mind again is like, okay, a vacation. Like you're like, I want to manifest money to have more fun. All right, so you're so fixated on just manifesting the money, manifesting the extra money to have more fun. Well, all of a sudden you get this like call from a friend. Hey, I just got 2 tickets on this cruise and this person just bailed on me, but I have the ticket. Do you want to come? That's your manifestation coming into life of like, oh, well, here's the fun, you know, but sometimes we miss it or we don't realize it. And it's not that you wouldn't be grateful for that. Of course, who wouldn't be grateful for that? Like, you'd be like, hell yeah, thank you, universe. But like at the same time, you may still be trying to manifest more money for fun when spirit's like, here, I just gave it to you. Like I just get all expenses paid and the drinking tickets too. Man, that sounds like fun. You know, and so with that being said, things can come to you different ways, different forms. Be open to it regardless. And you release control. There seems to be a theme here of releasing control. But also, like, do what you can too. Like when we think of like releasing control and manifestations and letting things, sometimes people forget that action is a very important part to this. So take the action, take the inspired action towards your manifestations, do what you need to do. But then there comes a time where you gotta like, all right, I did that. Now we just gotta see how it plays out. So yeah, I think that was the last one because we're going right here. So on that note, that was your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope it helped. I hope you got something out of it. I do want to say this was a lovely energy to read for you. It was a very kind, nurturing energy. So I want to say thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all who like the video. That's such an easy way to support the channel, is just giving the video a quick little like. Thank you. Thank you to all who comment and share your support or share your stories. I love you guys so much. And also thank you to all who subscribe to the channel. I love you guys so much too. You guys are my babies and I just can't wait to keep reading for you. And if you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see another one and you're not subscribed, you can go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss one. If not, then hey, maybe fate will bring us back together again. Who knows? But until then, I'll see you later. Bye.